Okay, it's Saturday night here at Romford Horror Festival. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to have a Q&A with the filmmakers behind a fantastic feature film that we've just seen called Hang. Round of applause first. Excellent. Right, let's all introduce ourselves and what your role within the production was. Start here and go down the line.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jonny Finnis, and I am the director and DP of Hang.
Hello, my name is Jade Asha, and I'm the producer, writer, and I play Horacia.
Hello, my name is Adlerstein, and I am the other producer, and I also played the role of Arabella.
Hiya, I'm Alex Crockford, and I played Evan.
Hello, Virginia Byron. Oh, do I think it's working. Okay, hi, Virginia Byron, and I played Mary Jo.
Fantastic. So, first thing to say, I've just found out, I didn't actually realise when I saw it, this is your first feature film.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
incredible.
Thank
Wow,
you.
What a start.
Thank you.
It's all downhill from now, you know.
Oh yeah.
So did you make shorts before?
I've worked in this industry for coming on 12 years now. Grew up as a musician, making films whilst being a musician, and then eventually got into film itself. And had some children, and touring on the road was not the right thing to be doing. And and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
So let's talk about how this film came about. Your obviously first involvement with it. How did it come out?
So me and Jade have worked together before many years ago. She was in a commercial that we were making, and I met Jade, and we stayed friends from there. And Jade is the writer of Hang, and she approached us and said, "Hey, I've got an idea for a film, and we've worked together before. I'd really like you guys to make it." And when I say me guys, I mean my partner in the audience, Harry. Give it up for Harry, everybody. So me and Harry are Goya Productions, and Jade approached us, and we went, yeah, we'd absolutely love to. And here we are.
Do you want to talk about a little bit about the writing process, Jade?
Well, I'm an actor, and it's quite hard to find roles as an actor sometimes. So myself and Chloe, we've been friends for a long time, and she came to me and said, we've got a bit of budget to make a film. So I basically looked at my skills, Chloe's skills, what kind of roles we wanted to be doing, and horror has always been something that interests me, and just using her skill. I knew she was into horse riding, and I just thought we'd like to do something from a different era. And witches just seemed like the obvious thing. There's a lot of witch films, but mainly American ones. So we wanted to set something that was in the UK, and then just started listening to podcasts and just doing more and more research, and then I kind of found the way into the story and was like, there's a lot of injustice that hasn't been touched upon. So that was the way into the story.
And how sort of long from when it started till the final draft, how long did that process take, and how many drafts?
About 3 months.
Okay.
And I think we're on draft like 13 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ginny came in as well. She helped me with the 17th century language. I did what I could, but you were my expert.
It was teamwork.
Yeah.
So how did the rest of the cast come on board? You guys down the end there. How did you? What appealed to you about this film?
Well, I co-produced with Jade, so Jade came up with the idea for the story, and I loved it straight off. So I'd never been able to play a role so challenging before, so it was great. Like, it was exactly what I've always dreamt of. Getting to ride in a film, getting to play two characters, getting to have big dramatic moments. Period's always been the thing that I've dreamed to do. So it was a good challenge as an actor, and also it's the first film that I produced, so I co-produced with Jade, and that experience was amazing as well. I'm even still now doing the post-production stuff, so it's been a really amazing journey for me personally.
Yeah, and I'd worked with Jade in a previous film, and I think that was how I was introduced to this project through a casting auditioning. I think you're asking around, and I was given the part of Evan, and I was very interested in the story, and Evan especially, and the character and his journey and his arc seems very interesting for me. So I thought, let's dig in and have some fun with this.
Down the end, how did you come involved? What appealed to you about the script?
Yeah, well, I'd also worked with Jade on her film Ghosted, and I played her mum in that, and
Okay.
I really enjoyed the whole process. And she has a knack of getting a team together who actually not only create great work, I think, but get on really well. So I knew it would be a really pleasant environment. And I'd worked with Jonny before, actually, again playing Jade's mum, on a commercial, a posh jewellery commercial down in Cornwall. So when Jade said she'd written this, and said there's this part I've written, and I read it and I just thought, oh my God, yes, please, I really want to be part of this. So, and it was joyous. It was just really wonderful. I mean, you can't tell in some of the scenes, but it was absolutely pissing with rain, freezing cold. But you'd never know, would you? We were just obviously having a marvellous time.
It was the muddiest 2 weeks of everybody's lives, and Harry, there's still mud on most of the kit in the van, I think, yeah, and that's like 2 years later.
So we touched upon it slightly earlier, that the kind of old school English language, how did you approach that? Because that's, it's not every day you have to act with that kind of language. How did you approach it? Firstly in the writing, but then also the interpretation of it as actors as well. Still deal with the writing first.
I mean, as an actor, you're usually introduced to Shakespeare first.
Right.
And if you watch enough Shakespeare, I start thinking it sometimes, if you watch it enough or listen to it enough, and you kind of get into it. So I kind of thought, this is probably really stupid, but I think I'm going to attempt to do this. and yeah, you kind of just start watching the films, or there's like weird Shakespeare thesauruses online where you just kind of put in what you want to say and then it kind of churns something out. So I started with that, and then just the characters start to talk to you in the end, and you're just like, oh, this is something they'd say. So yeah, just kind of you immerse yourself in it, and it's almost like speaking a new language. You just kind of pick it up again.
I'll be the complete opposite of what Jade just said, and Harry was one of many hats in this film's first AD and script supervisor, and we wore comms constantly because I really struggled, even as the director, to understand any of what being said, and Harry was my guiding light in my ear going, yeah, they said that one correct, we can move on. And I'm going, okay, yeah, well done everybody, that was a perfect take, and you've said it as it should be said, we can move on to the next scene. But I'm there now, I understand now. But it took 2 and a bit years.
How about the actors then? How did you kind of approach it? Is it something you were used to?
Yeah, I mean, I did Shakespeare back in like school when I did acting training, but I think in a way it weirdly helped me learn the lines quicker, because it was like a step away from, you have to say the lines perfectly, so it helped actually with learning the lines perfectly rather than just like learning the basis of the line and then just kind of going with what I wanted to say. And also I think it helped get into the character a lot deeper as well. So I actually really liked the language. At the beginning, when I was first reading the script, I was like, okay, like trying to like figure out what everything meant. But then once I delved into it properly and started learning it and we started rehearsing, I think it actually really helped immerse ourselves in that world. So yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helped me as well, and especially immersing into the world like you just said. And not only learning the lines was easier, but having to decode what it actually was helped me think, what am I actually trying to say here as a character as well, rather than sometimes when the language is easy and simple, you can fall into the trap of just saying your lines, whereas understanding the meaning of what does this sentence actually mean, think, okay, I can really go deep into what I'm trying to say here, what this means here. So yeah, it was. There
was one line that you said that's my favourite line in the film.
I wasn't expecting a laugh, to be honest. It was great.
No, but it's the one where, when she goes, oh, I ought to stab thee with a stick. And you go, if I could stab thee with mine. That one I'm like, yeah, registered. I know what that means.
I knew what that one meant.
Hi. Yeah. Well, I studied English in my first degree, and so when Jade wanted a bit of a hand, sort of doing a bit of editing of the script we had, it was it came second nature to me. And I've done shed loads of Shakespeare in my career. I've trained classically, and I've done a lot of it over the years, but nothing quite like this before. But I thought it was really interesting seeing the way that the cast just ran with it, and didn't seem to have any difficulty whatsoever. And hopefully it was comprehensible to a modern audience as well. I think that was the worry, wasn't it? That would it be too purist? And obviously not.
Has anyone got a burning question in the audience? Put your hand up and someone with a microphone will find you.
Don't be shy.
Oh yeah, right at the... Is that a hand at the back?
Yeah, go for this one again first.
Okay. Oh, cool.
In your dream world, what would you say would happen next after the movie happened? Like post-plot stuff, post-canon. Like, what would you say happens next in the story?
Well, we actually already know, but we cut the end scene, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did, yeah.
So actually, Arabella gets on her horse, and she's got her books, and she's she was given one of the spell books, and she goes off into the sunset to London to do her thing, and Rose kind of becomes in charge of the village, and the farmer as well, I think,
Yeah.
It's along the lines.
Hang to hung. You can have that.
That sounds like a film for a different type of website, that one.
Very different movie.
Anyone else?
Was there one at the back? Yeah, we're right back by the door.
I'm going.
Come on, Ken, hurry up.
Shut up.
Congratulations, all of you. It was awesome. I'm just wondering, what was the hardest bit for each of you to film, and what was the most fun bit?
I think the hardest part to shoot was the entire film. Essentially anything external. So we filmed this film in Launceston. We're from Devon, and Launceston is just over the border into Cornwall. And we filmed it over a 2-week period where it rained every single day for 2 weeks, and everything was muddy. So just when it was an external scene, just moving around outside was hard. I mean, like Chloe said earlier that it was nice to be able to ride in the film, and I remember getting the horse into that field and the horse handler being like, I'm not sure if we should, because the horse's legs basically disappeared into the floor. That would be the hardest part for me personally, but that was more of a logistical thing. Jade?
Well, horrors are just so hard. They just are, just because it's very intense. There's a lot of screaming and running around and all that. But I never knew mud could be freezing. I'll never forget that. I kind of thought mud is just like a bit squelchy, but I'll just never forget like that last scene where we had all the long skirts and they were covered in mud like everywhere, and so moving and walking. And like one of the things I had on was like literally a stick collector, so there was a bunch of sticks every time you try and move. But yeah, that night where we shot, that was cold and wet.
You've just reminded me as well, I'm sorry to interject again, but I do love talking in case you can't tell. The gallows, give it up for Andy, who's in the audience that built the gallows, who was also a villager and is also in the film building the gallows. It rained for 2 weeks solid, so by the time the gallows had been finished being built, and then we got to the time that we were going to set the gallows on fire, they were too wet.
Thing with wood, isn't it?
Yes. So the gallows had literally been sat there soaking up water, so we had this amazing evening of you guys struggling around in the mud, and then we cancelled it, didn't we? Because we tried one evening to set fire to the gallows, and all just sat there and went, shit. So we came up with a plan, which was originally petrol, terrible idea, we've all been there, and then we settled on paraffin. So somebody went out, bought a lot of paraffin, and we had Stu, who's also in the audience, give it up for Stu, here he is. Andy and Stu, the crew, were, Andy was to douse the gallows in paraffin, and Stu was to enter and light the gallows in paraffin. And because Andy would obviously be covered in paraffin, and that would be terribly dangerous if he were to return to the gallows when it was alight, which he did.
Health and safety, my anxiety was through the roof.
But he didn't get caught on fire, otherwise he wouldn't be here today. And it did go up, but if anybody is wondering, that gallows that was burning was still there exactly as it looked the morning after. All that had burnt was paraffin. The gallows was still standing. Right, I'll shut up now, someone else have a go.
The hardest part, I mean, it was all quite hard. We were doing really long days, like starting at 6 a.m, finishing at midnight most of the time, and we had like one day off in two and a bit weeks of shooting it, so it was like running on fumes, but it also, all of it was also my favourite part. Like, I just felt so alive, getting to do what I feel like I've always wanted to do, and I just felt like I was like soaring every day, despite being on like 3 hours sleep and covered in mud and freezing and all of the rest of it. It was, yeah, just, I was high on life. I was having the best time. So yeah, I thoroughly loved it.
Your energies were amazing. Like, I wasn't needed every day, but you guys' energy on that little amount of sleep and working all day was crazy for all the crew and the main actors. I enjoyed my rest days in the middle, that's for sure. But remember on day one, shooting day one, was our scene by the tree. And we were just chatting about this the other day, Jade, that I think it was just raining, which we've said lots of times, for the first couple of hours, and we had to kind of rewind a little bit and shoot again. So I found that obviously quite hard. It was a tough start. It was cold, and it's always difficult getting started on day one. But I think my favourite, probably the favourite part was the scene where I expressed myself and I had some fun and shouted to the town, probably because it was a chance for the character to really come out and have some fun with it.
Well, for me, the hardest scene was actually an action. There was a scene where I had to pour that bucket of water on your head, and it was a one take only. We had to do it because otherwise we'd have to reset everything. Yeah. And I was so proud I managed to do it. It was really choreographed, I recall, and I was thinking, I can't mess this up, it's got to be right. And it worked, and I was really pleased about that. And I enjoyed every single scene I was in. I loved it all. It was really, for me, really great.
Great stuff. We're on a tight schedule, so we're going to have to leave it there. But thank you so much, all of you, and congratulations on this film. It's really great. Give a round of applause, please, for our performers.